Hello and welcome to Rando Rob. Each week on Rando Rob, I'll be showing and discussing one item from my large collection of collections. New shows appear every Monday, and throughout the week, I'll be adding older episodes of Rando Rob that were previously only available to my Patreon subscribers. You can watch episodes of Rando Rob on YouTube at youtube.com/Rob O'Hara. Just look for the Rando Rob playlist. Audio versions of the show are available on my website at podcast.robohara.com or through iTunes. Just search for Rando Rob. Thanks for watching or listening, and I hope you enjoy this vintage episode of Rando Rob. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Rando Rob. As usual, I am a day or two behind. I try to record these on Sundays, but either I'm busy or I forget. And so usually I do them a day or two after Sunday. Today is Tuesday morning. My email's going crazy. My phone's going crazy. It's a crazy, hectic time right here early in the morning, but I'm squeezing in an episode anyway. I had a great day yesterday. My buddy Rob Sherwin from Denver and his wife flew into Arkansas, and they drove over to spend the day with me. Today is actually Rob Sherwin's birthday. You might know him as Ice Cream Jonesy on Twitter or online. He is a creator of interactive fiction games. He's a collector of arcade and pinball machines. He loves all the same retro computers and stuff I do. He's just a real kindred spirit, and he's definitely one of those people that I feel so lucky to have connected to through the internet. You know, we all have our friends, and I have my friends, lifelong friends that I grew up in the same town or the same neighborhood, things like that. But the internet has allowed us to make friends that we never would have met in our entire lives. And Rob is definitely one of those people that I consider to be a friend. So anyway, we had a great day, and so and I'm chugging on some McDonald's coffee this morning. But anyway, for this episode of Rando Rob, if you can see that picture next to me, either you know who that is or you don't know who that is, but that is the infamous Dabney Coleman portraying Jack Flack in the movie Cloak and Dagger, released in 1984. Now, as you probably know, my online alias, Flack, which was originally Jack Flack, came from the movie Cloak and Dagger. Cloak and Dagger, again, came out in 1984. I was 11 years old. I was already calling BBSs at that time, and my first alias, everyone said, don't use your real name, pick a fake name. And we had the Apple II clone, the Franklin Ace 1000, and so I decided my alias would be Robbie Franklin. Which is the world's worst alias. And for about a year, I went by Robbie Franklin. And people were like, that is a terrible alias, And now everybody thought it was my real name, And so when Cloak and Dagger came out, I switched because Jack Flack is the eternally cool guy. He could get out of any situation. He was smart. He was a fast thinker. And then, of course, he turned out to be, he was the imaginary character inside of Henry Thomas's head. It was Henry Thomas's, the character that he played in the role-playing game that he played. And so anyway, the whole thing about Jack Flack stuck with me. I just thought it was cool. I think I went by David Lightman for a little while from War Games for about a year, because that was a year earlier. And then I went online and found out there were 9 million people who were David Lightman. And since going online, I found out there were a lot of people going by Jack Flack as well. Who knew? But when I started going on IRC, the internet chat in the mid-90s, there wasn't enough characters to put Jack_Flack. And so sometimes I would be J Flack, and sometimes I would be Jack Flack and take the C out of Jack. Or I would be Jack Flack all together, one word, but there was no, there was just no good way to do it the way I wanted to do it. And so eventually it just got shortened to Flack. That's kind of when that happened, and that's still how a lot of people know me today. I know I mentioned this in Commodore, that it was not uncommon for people to call my house and ask for Jack Flack. And my parents would be like, oh, it's call for Jack Flack, you know. And I would go answer the phone, you know. This is Flack, what's up? So anyway, the thing that I wanted to show you today were these two dolls, I guess you would call them, that I ordered about a year ago. They are made of felt, and I was on Twitter. I follow this person. I'm looking up their account, and her name is Erin. Her Twitter handle is Erin, and that's Erin, Cheshire Cat. And then her actual name at the top says Erin Star Music Calliope. But I don't know how I ended up following her. Some thread, she followed me, I followed her, something, I don't know. I have a lot of people on Twitter that I don't remember how I first ran across them. But she is a creator, and she makes these little custom felt. Well, I didn't know at first. I didn't know she made custom ones. She just made little dolls. I saw she had made like South Park dolls and some other, and a lot of the style of them look like South Park characters. But during the early days of the pandemic, she I don't know her financial situation. I don't know that much about her, but she was posting and saying, hey, I'm starting to make more of these and selling them on Etsy, or you could buy them directly through her. And if you want to pick any character, she would make anything at all. So I was like, that'd be interesting. So I said, do you think you could make Jack Flack? And I sent, a couple of pictures from the movie, and she said I could do that. And she had a special where you could buy two at a time. And I said, also I would like to buy one of Davy Osborne. Davy is the little kid in Cloak and Dagger who imagines Jack Flack, and he is played in the movie by Henry Thomas, who is more well known for playing Elliot in E.T. So this was his big role after E.T. So anyway, like I said, if you're familiar with Jack Flack, he has his little again, Dabney Coleman, his signature spy mustache there, as you can see in the picture. He has his gray overcoat, trench coat. He has on his black beret. You can see like the little symbol there on the beret. So anyway, this is what I got. And there is a little loop here on the top so you can hang it like an ornament or hang it off of something. But this is my little Jack Flack, and I think it's absolutely adorable. I think it's fantastic. And I don't remember how much they cost. I mean, I want to say they were maybe $15 for each, if you got two, something around in that range. But anyway, here is little Henry Thomas. And so if you know the movie, a lot of the movie unfolds when Davy and his friend, they go to visit Morris, the computer guy, and he lets him borrow the walkie-talkie, and they go around, and there's a famous part where his friend Kim becomes Lady Ace, and so he is Flack, and he gets on the walkie-talkie and says, Flack to Lady Ace, come in, Lady Ace. And so there's a lot that the walkie-talkies play a part throughout the entire movie. And so I said, and I sent a picture, and it's a picture, in the movie he's wearing a backpack. He has a blue and red striped shirt, and I said, if you could put like a walkie-talkie in his hand. And so if you can see in his hand there, he's got the little walkie-talkie there. It's kind of hard to see, but he's got his walkie-talkie with the buttons on there. He's got the backpack. It is just unbelievable. And it's I can't overstate how much I enjoy these things. And so I would like to put them maybe on the, I thought about putting them on the tree or putting them on something, like that. But right now what I do, I had taken out the little hook, and I just have them leaning up against my monitor stand. So they sit underneath my monitor, So when I look down, I can see them looking at me. I also like that Jack Flack, if you can see, he looks very serious. He's got this kind of intent look on his face. But Elliot doesn't. Look how happy he looks. He's got the little smile, and he just looks pleased as punch. So the one thing I don't have that I would like to get, I had an idea for a project at one time for the lobby of my movie room. I wanted to put up a little shelf that said greatest hits or something, and I wanted to get VHS copies of like my top 10 favorite movies. And I ended up, I I didn't want to order them online. I only wanted to get them from like thrift stores or something. And so I found Blade Runner. I obviously have Star Wars. I have War Games. But I just ended up not seeing, because it's a slippery slope, right? It's easy to get the ones, you start getting the ones you like, or even like a lot, more than the ones that you love. And all of a sudden, instead of 10, you have 100, that's my life. So, so I remember one time I had bought, I couldn't remember. I was out shopping and I found War Games, and I was so excited because I was like, I already have Cloak and Dagger. Now I have War Games, and I came home and I didn't. I had War Games and I had been looking for Cloak and Dagger. So now I have 2 copies of War Games on VHS, and I don't have Cloak and Dagger. So I would like to get Cloak and Dagger on VHS just to have the box, and maybe I'll do a little display out in the movie room or something. But I don't know, and for a while I know this person on Twitter, this Aaron Cheshire Cat, took a break from making the dolls, but I think she still makes them. So if you did want, I don't get a commission or anything like that, but if you wanted to make something custom for her, or like for you, or it could be anybody from a movie, or it could be family members, whatever. She does a really good job. Again, like I said, you could see the picture of Flack there, and it looks, if he's was turned this way, it looks just like him, so. Isn't that cool? I just really like that. So that's, as I started Rando Rob, I told you sometimes there would just be random things around. And as I looked down yesterday, I was like, that's what I'm going to talk about, because this is literally just one random thing of the hundreds and hundreds of things that are in this room or out in the workshop or just in my life. So anyway, if you haven't listened to the latest episode of Sprite Castle, that was pretty good. It had an opening bumper from Weird Paul, which I thought was really fun that he did that. There's no rest for the wicked and no signs that things are slowing down anytime soon. So bye to you all. Bye from Jack Flack and Elliot. Elliot's taking a nap over there. Bye, everybody. Thank you, guys. And I will talk to you all soon.